The story began late last night when a quiet live stream clip from Offset unexpectedly detonated across social feeds, sending fans into a frenzy and pushing his name straight to the top of trending lists. In the clip, Offset spoke with a tone people described as tired, almost defeated, explaining that someone he once considered family had crossed the line he never imagined possible. The shocking part wasn't just the emotional delivery, but who he claimed was responsible: Stefon Diggs, a figure Offset referred to as a brother-like confidant before everything allegedly fell apart. Offset went on to say that Diggs had been the first person to pull him aside and suggest that Cardi B wasn't the great woman she appeared to be, a statement that reportedly stuck with him for years. Fans quickly began connecting dots, pointing out old photos where the two men appeared inseparable, smiling widely at events, backstage rooms, and private gatherings. Some viewers insisted they had no idea things had ever become so personal between the two, while others argued that the bond had been obvious long before this scandal surfaced. But the revelation that truly set the internet on fire came moments later, when Offset described the depth of that trust. According to him, Diggs had been welcomed into his home like family, even during times when Offset was out of town for work. He said Diggs would spend time with Cardi B and the kids, sharing meals, watching TV, and acting as what countless commenters described as the cool uncle figure. That detail immediately sparked widespread debate online about boundaries, loyalty, and the quiet tension that can build behind the scenes of celebrity marriages. Fans reacted in real time, with some expressing heartbreak, arguing that Offset sounded genuinely blindsided. Others raised questions about the alleged timing and whether warning someone about their relationship is inherently malicious or simply misguided. Still, many viewers interpreted Offset's tone as someone who believed Diggs had played both sides, offering advice while allegedly developing a deeper relationship with the family than anyone realized. Within hours, clips of the livestream spread across TikTok, Instagram, and X, with people reposting the same 6-second moment where Offset paused, shook his head, and said he never expected a friend to become a stepfather figure. That phrase alone created another wave of commentary, as fans attempted to determine what he meant, whether it was literal or symbolic, and what new context had surfaced behind the scenes. Some argued he was speaking figuratively about closeness. Others insisted the comment implied something far more complicated. By sunrise, rumors and alleged reports were flying everywhere. Several entertainment pages claimed there had been tension between Cardi B and Offset long before their most recent breakup, and that Diggs had been a point of quiet friction, though none of the outlets offered confirmed sources. Still, fans didn't hesitate to spin timelines, pointing to moments when Diggs appeared at events where Offset was noticeably absent, sparking theories that the closeness had been deeper than the public ever realized. Offset's next revelation came casually, yet carried enough weight to make fans stop scrolling. He said he was officially done with marriage, adding that he'd learned the hard way that loyalty and titles don't protect you from betrayal. That sentiment exploded across X, prompting thousands of quoted posts, ranging from sympathetic messages to debates about whether celebrity marriages are inherently doomed by fame, money, and public scrutiny. Some fans defended Cardi B, calling Offset's storytelling one-sided. Others claimed it was the most vulnerable they had ever heard him. Commentary channels immediately jumped into action, unpacking the emotional layers in Offset's tone. A few noted that he never directly accused Diggs of wrongdoing, but instead expressed disappointment, betrayal, and disbelief that someone he once trusted could shift roles so drastically. That nuance became a major talking point online, with viewers questioning whether this was a deliberate attempt to avoid legal or social consequences, or simply the raw honesty of a man who felt deeply hurt. Meanwhile, social media users began digging through old interviews and red carpet clips. Several resurfaced moments, taken years apart, showed Offset praising Diggs, calling him loyal, solid, and real. Seeing those clips now added an unsettling layer to the narrative, with fans describing the situation as a celebrity-level tragedy, where friendship, love, and betrayal collided in a way no one predicted. The emotional whiplash was undeniable, and it was only getting more intense. As the conversation grew louder, one question rose above the noise. What exactly happened during those visits when Diggs was at the house with Cardi and the kids? Fans admitted there was no confirmed answer, but the mere suggestion sparked enough speculation to drive the story into overdrive. And just when the internet thought it couldn't get any more chaotic, a new wave of alleged insider whispers emerged, teasing a deeper backstory that might completely reframe Offset's emotional confession. The next phase of the story erupted after a series of late-night posts from accounts rumored to be tied to Offset's circle. Screenshots began circulating in group chats and fan pages, showing alleged messages from people claiming that Offset's private frustration finally boiled over. These posts suggested he felt blindsided by how quickly Stefon integrated himself into the kids' routine, especially on days Offset was traveling for work. Fans immediately began questioning whether this dynamic had been simmering long before the public ever caught wind of it, fielding theories that Offset had been carrying this betrayal in silence until the pressure became unbearable. Insiders who claimed to have worked around the family reported that there were strange overlaps between Stefon's visits and Offset's absences, describing moments where the energy shifted the second the two men were mentioned in the same sentence. Some staff allegedly believed Stefon positioned himself as a supportive figure, filling emotional gaps during Offset and Cardi's rocky phases. Whether intentional or not, fans said this created a situation where a trusted friend quietly became a fixture in the household, and eventually in Cardi's personal life. The idea that this transition happened while Offset was still viewing Stefon as a brother-like confidant only added fuel to the public outrage. Underneath the public spectacle, Offset's emotional turmoil was becoming the central theme for many fan discussions. Users on X reposted clips of him talking about loyalty, family, and betrayal from past interviews, claiming these soundbites suddenly held new meaning. One user wrote, "He trusted the wrong person. That's a pain nobody heals from quickly." Another chimed in, "Imagine someone calling you family while secretly building a future with your wife. That's a knife to the soul." The conversation shifted from gossip to genuine concern about how deeply this situation affected him, especially with his vow that he would never marry again. Meanwhile, sports commentators began weighing in, noting that Stefon Diggs had long projected a charismatic, laid-back persona that made him an easy confidant to both men and women. Some analysts argued that his closeness to Cardi may have evolved naturally, while others hinted that the emotional connection might have formed during one of her relationship downturns with Offset. None of these claims were confirmed, but they mirrored what fans were already speculating, that the betrayal stung not just because of the romance, but because the friendship made it feel calculated. What made the situation even more complicated was an alleged account from someone in Offset's extended family who shared that he was devastated beyond pride. According to them, Offset never expected that the person who once uplifted him privately would be the same person now rumored to be raising his children. The revelation reportedly shattered his sense of loyalty, leaving him disillusioned not only with marriage but with relationships altogether. Fans who saw the post said they understood his heartbreak on a deeper level after reading it. Cardi B, on the other hand, remained noticeably silent throughout the chaos, posting only casual updates unrelated to the drama. That silence became its own storyline. Fan pages started comparing timestamps, analyzing her captions, and arguing over whether she was distancing herself from the narrative or quietly letting the dust settle. The fact that she made no effort to deny or address the claims surrounding Stefon's role in the family only amplified the confusion. Some supporters defended her, emphasizing that the public had no idea what she endured behind closed doors, while others argued her silence hinted at guilt. Still, the heaviest blow came when Offset posted a cryptic message that many interpreted as a direct response to everything unfolding. He wrote about losing everything you love in the same place you felt safest, and trusting people who smile in your face while studying your weaknesses. Although he didn't name anyone, viewers connected the dots instantly. Within minutes, the comments were flooded with people saying it was the most vulnerable he'd sounded in years. They felt his words weren't about pride, they were about deep emotional injury. As conversation escalated, a leaked clip from an old behind-the-scenes shoot showing Offset and Stefon sharing a laugh while Cardi teased them in the background. The video hit fans like a punch in the chest. Many said it made the situation feel even more painful because it showed genuine camaraderie between the two men. To viewers, it was proof that this wasn't a surface-level friendship. Offset actually valued Stefon, which made the alleged betrayal 10 times more devastating. The internet immediately declared it the calm before the storm. Even Stefon's recent interviews were being dissected. Fans pointed out odd moments where he avoided questions about his personal life or smirked when Cardi's name came up. Although these moments were subtle, users argued that they now read like hidden signals. Whether that interpretation was fair or not, the narrative started forming on its own, and the scrutiny only intensified. Stefon became a trending topic daily, not for sports, but for the emotional unraveling tied to his alleged involvement with Cardi. But perhaps the most dramatic shift came when a new voice entered the conversation. Someone close enough to Offset to speak with confidence, yet distant enough to avoid being identified. This anonymous figure claimed that Offset was preparing to reveal the full truth about what happened, not to shame anyone, but to free himself from the emotional weight he had been carrying. The idea that he might open up publicly sent shockwaves through the fandom. If true, whatever he planned to say could change everything. Because, according to the anonymous source, the story isn't just about Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. It goes much deeper. And what Offset allegedly discovered, something he kept hidden even from his closest people, might be the biggest twist of all.